Yo, how we doing?
Famously went on a long trek with Saltine, which we're going to talk about. Look, guys, I had a Maury Povich show today. I had something planned today. I was going to get Seth on here, and Ollie was going to confront him about some things. Saltine. And Ollie was going to confront him about some things, but that little bastard got wind of what was going to happen. And guess what he uses as excuse, Danny? It's the oldest one in the book. It's the oldest one in the book.
My dog ate my homework.
Pretty close, dude. It's the next one up. You know that next one?
I'm sick.
It's grandma, dude. My grandma got in an accident.
Isn't his grandma live in Atlanta?
I'm pretty sure she doesn't live here, but for some reason he's saying something about Newberry Park.
Okay. What is Saltine going to be able to do to remedy the situation?
He's going to have to pay up or give back he has multiple items.
I meant to his grandma's car accident.
Oh, yeah. Now, exactly. What is he going to do? Show up there? No one even likes him.
Saltine has not really ripped me off. He did owe me $250, but he filmed 2 videos with us. We call it square. I'm trying to think, though, the only real thing Saltine has to offer to other people who aren't content creators is a big penis.
Pretty much.
And maybe his grandma's hankering for a post-accident big cock.
Yeah. Maybe she's loopy on some Percocets. Wants to have fun?
Yeah, dude, like what I fucking do with my grandma and my big dick. Like, you got me fucked up if you think I'm not going to put it in that old bag.
Anyway, he's been worrying me. I'm really worried about Saltine, but I'm curious to hear this story, too. You know, like, I want to know what the hell happened, because...
Let's back up a little bit, because Saltine, the scamming allegations had been percolating in Los Angeles for a while. Brooks was owed some rent here. I believe Jacob Couch was owed a bunch of rent when Saltine was crashing on Jacob Couch's couch. Couch. And then it really came to a head when Leo, in our video we shot this spring, Generation Z is doomed. Leo, he just told him to his face that Hampton Brandon was scamming him.
Yeah.
By trying to get him to come out to Florida and write screenplays with him.
Yeah, we all know what happened with that situation. I'm not sure. But either way, we seem to be right, huh, Saltine? You know, we seem to be right about it. If you haven't seen that video, it's a classic. Gen Z is doomed.
Yeah.
But then he went from Saltine does like to do the victim thing. He does the Gen Z victim thing. And he went to our friend Ollie, who's very much a sweet character in our world.
Thank you.
Look at Ollie. Look at his kit, Leo.
He's the man, dude. He's got a hot girlfriend, dude. He gets the pee. He gets pussy. Dude.
I think he has a deer. He has a deer ankle right now. What is that?
A deer leg.
It's part of your. It's like your brand, right?
Yeah, it's just a trip sitter. You know, got to have it on.
So he's a lot like you, Leo. If you instead of playing baseball, you took acid.
Yeah, and he's like a freak athlete too. How you can do what is the when you go above the bar? What is that?
Muscle ups.
You could do muscle ups like no other.
Yeah.
He hit the Hollywood High 16 stair. I don't want to touch it. He hit the Hollywood High 16 stair on a snowboard. And the way they made it skatable or snowboardable for a snowboard is they just got some 7-Eleven ice and dumped it at the base of the rail and used that as lubrication for the landing.
Yeah, I saw some of the falls, too, prior to the one that was landing.
Yeah.
Glad you were wearing a helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you still get concussed, Ollie?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I got a concussion for that one.
That's gnarly, man. The Hollywood 16 is a proving ground for the top-level pro skaters.
Oh, yeah.
And you snowboarded that bitch.
It's a legendary set, for sure.
You can do a double backflip on a snowboard.
Yeah.
On acid. I mean, I have to add that part of it now.
Does the acid hurt or hinder? Or hinder or help?
Kind of helps because, like, you don't really think about if you fall, it's going to hurt. Until you fall, then it's a reality check. You're like, this is too fun right now.
So let me think. So is that what Shaun White... I heard these rumors way back in the day when he was first starting that some doctor tested his brain and he had zero fear. That one like place where you fear falling or you fear getting hurt, he doesn't have it in his brain. And it made him one of the greats. I mean, the greatest.
It's
Isn't he the
with you, like the one part of the brain that controls hygiene. There's no electrical registry with you.
You know, people think that I smell now, right? You know that people at shows, they smell me. They smell me at shows, dude. I smell beautiful all the time. Flowers.
Our fans turn into dogs at the park when Leo comes around now.
I don't know what Danny's talking about, dude. You smell good, bro. I'm like, dude, why did you smell me? Come on.
Well,
but
here we go. We got Joni pulling in behind me. My Tesla is now trapped in the garage. Hopefully Joni doesn't do a bunch of acid in the back and become unable to move the car.
And she likes acid too. There's a lot of people in this house that like the acid.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So how often would you say you do acid?
I usually try to get at least 2 weeks in between each trip, just for the tolerance purposes.
I would have guessed a lot less as far as cushion periods. I would have thought you were going daily at this point.
If you go daily, you got to double the dose. So like if you take 1 right now, you'd have to go 2 to even feel that.
Yeah.
Next day, 4, 8, etc.
You've done that before.
Yeah, it's a waste of sauce though.
What is it about acid that you love so much? Because you don't really do any other drugs. You don't drink much. You don't smoke.
Never done any pills. No cocaine. Nothing like that. And just psychedelics. Really like psychedelics a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you're wearing a Make America Trippy Again hat, I would guess so.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the goal. I mean, this whole shirt on the road trip, dude, is I'm Wajmir, and then Saltine's Winston, dude. And election's coming up in 2 days, and my VP's nowhere to be found. Pulling a Joe Biden on me, and
pulling a Joe Biden on you.
Dude, yeah. Not looking good in the polls, Saltine.
Yeah.
He's Saltine.
Joe Biden usually goes for children sexually. Saltine goes for elderly women. His own blood, too. So tell us what happened with you and Saltine, because Saltine, it seemed, you were his last ally.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
And I want to say, I don't dislike Saltine. I understand if I give him money.
Yeah.
It's a coin flip if the money's coming back. Probably not quite.
Saltine's been hanging. He's been hanging at the crib, helping me with the stream setup. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm like, what is he looking for here? You know what I mean? I think it is a gambling problem he has. We can talk about that too. But tell us, like, so he came from a place like, oh, this video Danny and Leo made that was messed up. Like, I remember him being in the victim place. And then he went directly with you, which was, I thought was a good move. But then tell us what happened on the trip or how it went.
Yeah, so basically before the Alaskan voyage, like right after your guys' video, I was trying to find somebody to hike Mount Whitney with, and all my friends out there weren't down. And that's what I like about Saltine, because he's down to do a lot of crazy shit.
Oh, he is.
That's true.
So I called him up. He was living with B Dave, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. He hasn't hiked in like years. This is a pretty fat mountain. So I drove down to Long Beach, picked him up, and then we did Mount Whitney. And originally I was supposed to drive him back to Long Beach afterwards, but I already had tickets to go to the Dead and Company Sphere. So I was like, yo, if you want to come to the Sphere with me.
In Las Vegas?
Yeah, because I didn't want to backtrack.
Okay. How far is Mount Whitney from Long Beach? Where even is Mount Whitney? I don't actually know where it is.
I honestly don't really know. It was like 6 hours, though. It was actually kind of near Death Valley.
All right. It's probably up near Inyo County. It might be in Inyo County, which our channel has definitely explored a bit.
Yeah, no, it was a sick hike. But yeah, so instead of backtracking to drop him off and then drive to Vegas, I was like, you want to just come? He didn't have a ticket, but like in the dead scene, if you like hold your finger up, you can get a miracle. And that's exactly what Saltine did. So like we tried to do like a diversion. I was like I purposely like stuttered the lady a little bit. And Saltine, when she was checking my ticket into the Sphere, and Saltine like got by her and literally entered into the Sphere. And then she like sniped it though. And was like, well, where's your friend's ticket? And I was like, what friend? And then he was in the Sphere, and then security chased him down. And then like he got booted. And I was like, fuck, that's ass. And then like probably 30 minutes into the show, he calls me. He's like, I'm in the Sphere. And I'm like, no way. So yeah, he got like a $250 ticket for free. That was pretty sick. But then
the miracle ticket came through.
Yeah.
So how many men in the original Grateful Dead are still alive?
We just lost one. Rest in peace, Phil Lesh. He was the bassist, but Bob Weir, Bill. We have both the drummers.
Bill.
Yeah. We got both the drummers, Bob Weir, and
Bangin' Bill.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I think that's pretty much about it, to be honest. But I mean, there's like Bruce Hornsby, but he wasn't like an original member or nothing. But
are any of the charismatic founders still in there?
Yeah, Bob Weir.
Bob Weir is one of the guys. What instrument does he play?
He's the rhythmist. So like Jerry's the main guy. Then Bob would be like leading him into things. Well, now it's like John Mayer, but I'm not a John Mayer fan.
I was gonna ask who writes the songs, but do they even really have songs?
Yeah, Robert Hunter. He was like
Is he dead too?
Yeah, he's dead now, but he wrote Terrapin Station, so he's the ultimate Terrapin.
What's Terrapin?
It's a turtle, but a lot of people ask me what Terrapin is, and it literally is a turtle, but...
Is his acid kicking in right now?
Hopefully.
It might be kicking in right now. He's checking his watch.
Checking his watch.
I don't know anything about the Grateful Dead, but it is fascinating. All these great 60s and 70s bands now, the members, any day you wake up, you could see a headline that they perished. Keith Richards could be dead before sundown.
Bob Dylan's coming up, dude.
Bob Dylan is in his, and he's still dropping heaters. I guess his last album kicked ass, but he's probably in his mid-80s now.
Yeah.
Wild.
Living in a compound in Malibu. Not a bad way to go out.
Yeah.
But at what point, because I've heard it said, so the Rolling Stones, pretty much they've lost all of their members except for the charismatic core, which is Keith and Mick. And they got Ron Wood, who's not technically an original member. He came in midway through the ride, but they lost Charlie Watts, their original drummer. Their old bassist quit long ago. And now if one of them dies, it's fucking over. But until then, they're making $5 million a night doing shows. And I'm glad to hear that the Grateful Dead are keeping the fucking train going.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't think Jerry would be approving of the Sphere. He was like an anti-government type of person, and now modern day deadheads, like, you had to be like vaccinated to go see Dead and Company during COVID. And like, Jerry wouldn't even have like, he didn't even want to tell people not to come to the show if they didn't have tickets, because he's like, I'm not the government. It's a free world. Like, that's kind of how he was. Like, old hippies used to hate the government. They would like, don't tell me what to do. Like, obviously, like, but modern day deadheads are like, if they like, oh, get the vax to come to the show. All right, wear a mask to come to the show. All right, so it's
are
like,
they Kamala voters too on the whole?
Oh yeah, dude. Bob supports Kamala.
Bob, is he a guy in the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, he's the rhythmist. Yeah,
and people don't realize, like, they've been brainwashed into thinking Kamala Harris is the candidate of the little people. Kamala Harris is the candidate of the CIA and of fucking censorship and of the war machine,
big pharma.
And it's exactly, and it's insane that people don't realize that. It's insane that that the propaganda that she's there to fight for women and gay people and people of color actually sticks.
It's wild.
Well, actually, it's funny you say CIA, because there's like a theory behind Jerry Garcia working with the CIA. I don't really know much about it, but like Tucker Carlson's dad was like, it was about the acid and shit back in the day.
Acid. It's always been connected to the CIA. Acid,
yeah, I don't
right?
know much about it, but a lot of people DM me like, "Yo, Jerry was a CIA." Like, I'm like, I don't know, dude, honestly. But
did they packed out the Sphere?
They packed it out, dude. They fucked the shit out of it. Wait, packing it out means beating it up, right?
Yeah, well, you could.
Well, there was empty spots
packed.
That's King Croc used to always talk about packing somebody out, and then I turned it. I was like, that sounds pretty gay. He'd be like, man, I'm gonna pack this N-word out, man. If he come around here one more time, I was like, you're gonna fuck him in the ass, King Croc? King Croc's like, man, what?
Yeah.
Nah. All right. So somebody raped or beat up the Sphere.
No, but yeah. So Long Beach, Mount Whitney, Sphere. From the Sphere, I've actually not told this publicly to anybody, but I'll share it. I don't really care. So I was tripping on mushrooms pretty heavily, and I like have a girlfriend at the time, and I thought it was a wonderful idea. I was like, dude, you know what? Like, this is the girl. I'm gonna marry her.
Oh my god.
So I never got a tattoo in my life, and I literally so this is what happens, right? I'm still tripping. We go to Saltine's boy's house, who he let us sleep in the tattoo parlor. Shout out to Sin City.
Big Dick Skyler.
Big Dick Skyler.
Yeah, that guy's a savage, but
he is.
Sin City Tattoos, that's like what the shop was. And I got like an inside joke on my ass cheek for her. And then the next day, we were filming like a Fear and Loathing style video. And I went to
Fear and Loathing or Fear and Loathing?
Fear and Loathing.
That's a good idea. I might have to steal that title.
Next year. Yeah.
And then so we went to the pawn shop. I literally bought a ring for her and everything, dude. It was only $850. It's solid gold. I'm probably gonna hold on to it at this point.
Yeah.
Not take a loss on it. And then that's when I was like, and I was asking Saltine, like, yo, should I do this? And he was honestly hyping me up. I was like, all right, let's do it. And then I was driving home, and
I would love to hear Saltine's logic for getting married. Like, yeah, bro, like, you like the bitch, like, put a ring on it and shit.
That sounds like a nightmare situation. Being like fucked up on acid and having to ask Saltine for life advice, dude. That sounds horrible.
I feel like basically whatever you want the answer to be, he'll give it to you, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just like, hey, Saltine, should I fucking go live in a hut in Montana? He'll be like, yeah, man. Like, fuck with like the modern life shit, dog. Like, fuck. Hey, Saltine, should I go rob a bank right now? He's like, fuck, man. Like, you know, I ain't gonna tell you what not to do. Like, fuck it. Like,
if we had big money, I guarantee you could like hire an actor to like present him an idea where he's robbing a bank, and Saltine would be down.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd be down.
Yeah, definitely.
How could we get him to do that? Like, we should get Saltine to be We should tell him to dress up as the Statue of Liberty and be one of the like Liberty bail bonds, Liberty like check cashing, Statue of Liberty sign twirlers, and stand out in front of a bank and divert police attention. We could get him to do something like that where he's not actually going to have to walk into a bank with an airsoft gun and point it at somebody.
Right.
That'll be a little extreme because then eventually we'll get in trouble too.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe the trail ends with him.
Maybe it could end with him 100%.
Yeah, the police department, they're stretched to their limits right now.
Oh, yeah.
But that would be nice if we could get Saltine to divert police attention during a fake bank robbery.
Probably be down.
So what happened with this chick?
Yeah, so on the way home, I was trying to keep it a surprise. And if you like are kind of being weird, a girl thinks something's up. So we got in like a little tiffy on the way back, and I was just on the phone, and she lives in Pennsylvania. We were like a long distance. And then
She's hot, huh?
Yeah, she's awesome, and she's really cool. She's a Terrapin for sure. Shout out to you. But then I was just rethought it. I was like, dude, this is probably not. I should probably wait, and then.
I mean, you're young, dude. How old are you?
I'm 24.
How long were you with her?
Dude, I've known her for like 3 years. I haven't slept with any other girl in like past 3 years. Pretty crazy.
You been hitting that?
Yeah, but now we're not. So me and Saltine stopped in Pennsylvania at her house.
I like how it stopped in Pennsylvania as if it's like Baker or Barstow.
Little quick trip to Penn.
Yeah, from Las Vegas.
Yeah,
so you guys went from Las Vegas to Pennsylvania?
Yeah, exactly.
And what were you taking? What vehicle?
This was the old Moon Cheeselander I have. It's like the Tacoma with the cap on it.
Okay.
They had a truck for that.
Yeah, no, it was sick. And yeah, so I get there. She didn't like Saltine at all, like right off the bat. Bad vibes. Like, because like, all right, we'll go grocery shopping, for example. He doesn't chip in at all, and then he'll eat the most out of everybody in the house.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm like, bro, like that's just like common manners type stuff. Like,
I think he like kind of like he thinks about like, if I have 2 meals now, I don't have to have another one later. So I'm just gonna. I feel like that's how he thinks about it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But
it's like keeping a possum alive, having Saltine around.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, I wanted the best for him. But then, so after that, me and my girlfriend stayed together for a little bit. But anyway, we just recently broke up. But it is what it is. But so. At this point, we're like in the Sphere. They had like the motorcycle visuals on the screen and shit. And me and Saltine, I was like, "Yo, this is gonna happen." Like, because I've had my motorcycle, the Goldwing, for like 2 years now, and I bought it intending on doing that trip. And I just really couldn't find anybody like willing to do that. So it's a bike meant for 2 people. So it's like it's funnier too. And then that was the goal. So we stopped at her house and then go to my house. I had like 100.
You have a house in Pennsylvania?
No, I'm in Massachusetts. It's my parents' house.
Okay.
And I have 100 shirts waiting for me to tie dye.
Are really crisscrossing the country here. Just stopped off in Massachusetts from Pennsylvania.
Next thing.
Another 1,000 miles? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours from her house. So that shit, long distance sucks. But
yeah.
So then I had 100 shirts to tie dye. She actually helped me. We did that all in 24 hours.
All right.
Trip for that. That was a crazy time. And
okay.
Then,
yeah, that is the hippiest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Oh yeah, I got one of the shirts. Dude.
Oh yeah, no, that's sick when you wear it. Dude, but I got 500 waiting for me to tie dye. That's just gonna suck.
Woo.
That's a lot, and they're all 4 extra large. So like that's like a mini tab.
Oh, they'll fit Leo perfectly. A little tight.
Yeah. So we get back. I'm saving money. Originally, Saltine was just gonna help me tie dye. I was gonna like pay him whatever, and then we'll save up money. But he had this like app called InstaWork, and he ended up finding a good gig at like a PGA Senior Golf Tour. He even filmed the video, and I posted it on my channel. I was like homeless in the rich part of Rhode Island for like. He was there for like 3 weeks, so he saved up like $3,000 cash. So this is like
Saltine saved up $3,000 cash?
Yeah, like straight up, like $3,000 cash.
How?
No, at InstaWork. He worked there 3 weeks straight.
He does that shit.
So he had money for the trip, and I had money. And then the day comes for the trip. First day is awesome, like best day ever. I mean, the whole trip in general was awesome, but like this is what happened. So his phone, he dropped it. Like it was like the most mellow drop, and it literally the screen cracks and it's not usable. So he previously bought another phone before the trip, but it had no SIM card in it. So, like, long story short, his bank account got locked out. So,
or conveniently locked out, or that's what he's telling you.
Exactly. At this point now, if he had a gambling addiction, that $3,000 could have gone. Who knows? But I mean, I believed him. I was like, oh, dude, that's fucking ass. And like before the trip, I bought him the Evil.
And he doesn't have a wallet with debit cards that have access to that bank?
No, nothing.
Of course not.
And I got him the Evil Knievel suit. That was like $480. He said he was gonna pay me back. I bought him the helmet. I was like, dude, you can. That was like $130. I was like, dude, like, cause he didn't want to spend money on the helmet, but I'm like, and just use my old one. But I'm like, I'll personally buy you this helmet just because like you need it for the fit.
Yeah.
So he was gonna pay me back for the suit, and then well later down the line I bought a computer, but I'll get there. And so yeah, so this whole trip I was just funding it basically because he didn't have his bank account was locked out. So, and I already told him ahead of time. I was like, dude, I'll pay for all the gas. It's a motorcycle. It's cheap. He's helping me film content and shit. And like,
had you seen the $3,000 in his bank account?
No, not at all. Because
you think it existed, Leo?
Maybe in his mind.
It had to have, though. He worked 3 weeks legitimately straight.
But 3 weeks saving $3,000? He must have not slept.
I mean, no, he literally slept in a laundromat every night. And the security guard like tried kicking him out multiple times. And he's like, dude, it was a crazy story. Like,
Saltine is fucking street.
That's why that's why I have respect for Saltine, because like anybody can shit on him all they want, but like, dude, he is a crazy like bastard.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a tiny little guy. He has no weapons, and he sleeps sometimes outside. I think that's badass.
When I lived in Las Vegas, I was a busboy for about a year, and I saved $4,000, and my rent was only $500 a month. So that was a year of work, and I saved $4,000.
But he wasn't eating, like, he didn't spend any money on food. He didn't spend money on anything, right?
Yeah, nothing. No, he just saved it all, and then.
All right, I'm skeptical. I think he might have saved $500.
Well, he also had another gig going. He was like laying stones when he came to my house. So he literally made 500 cash. I did see that. 500 cash. And yeah, so then we got ready to go for the trip because he was working. I finished the tie-dyes. And then the trip is like awesome, dude. Like my fans genuinely loved Saltine. Like they like literally loved him so much. And like he's good at talking, as you guys know. Like, so he got us. I mean, dude, he just talks to everybody. And like, in Tennessee, for example, like, he was just in
everybody's stupider for having had a conversation with him, though. I don't know if I'd say he's good at talking.
So wait, tell me what he would do, though. You told me he would reach out to fans, like, once you...
Yeah, so this is what happened. So we were in Tennessee, and there's this guy, Crazy Jimmy Meats. This guy's a beast. He let us stay with, like, for 4 days. We didn't even know him at all. He just saw the EK suit, and he's, like, started a conversation, and we shot the shit with them, and this was in Chattanooga, and... he let us stay. We made some trip burgers with him. It was awesome. And like, I was trying to edit.
Can I guess what a trip burger is?
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
There's acid in the burger patties.
On the buns, liquid acid. But
my idea is better. You should cook it into the patties.
Hey, well, if it's too hot, it might kill it.
Gotta be careful. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. You
gotta be careful with the trip sauce.
You gotta be careful with the trip sauce on the burger.
Yeah, but no, like later down the line though, like Crazy Jimmy Meats was like an awesome dude, and Saltine, like, I didn't know this at all, but he literally like went behind my back to ask him for $800 cash, and he told me like 3 weeks later he called me. He's like, "Hey, what's up, brother?"
That sounds like a demand. That doesn't sound like an ask.
No, he's like,
"Listen, I need $800 fucking cash, or I'm gonna like tell everybody you like tried to rape me."
Yeah, nah. And then it's like, when I found out about that, I was kind of disappointed because I'm like, dude, these people are like genuinely nice. Like, if you've needed, and I bought him the computer to help me edit, which like, dude, we did like probably 2 editing sessions, and this guy would be sleeping, legitimately sleeping, and he'd be like nodding out, and I'd be like, yo, and he'd be like, "I'm listening, dude," and I'm like, bro,
yeah, right, dude,
it was insane.
Did he ever do any editing for you,
dude? Like, he edited the what's it called, the wall drug video, which like that's like an hour-long video, so that really is not hard to edit. And then he gave me like, there was one more video he edited, but that was it. Honestly, the shorts are way more like insane to edit.